the best fragger in the world. Fortnite's skill gap is at an all-time high, which means that there is a ton of top tier fighters. And in today's video, I'm going to be ranking some of the best fighters in all of Fortnite. And the way that I'm going to be doing that is I have 3 separate categories on which I am ranking them in for fragging ability. And that is mechanics, aim, and game sense. Each one of those categories will be getting a score on a scale of 1 through 10. Real quick before this video starts though, I'm actually trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and get that YouTube plaque. So if you guys want to help me be able to reach that goal, please just subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, use code KDOG in the Fortnite Adam shop. I found this for me even more. I really do appreciate every single person that's used my code recently. It truly does mean the world to me. Without further ado though, let's get straight into this video. All right, first up we have Dukes. Now Dukes to me is one of the most underrated fighters in all of the game. I would have to give his mechanics a 9. If you don't know where Dukes actually started, it was from the early box fight days. Is where he got the most of his early recognition. I would say his aim is around an 8. It's nothing too crazy. No one's really giving him like crazy cheating accusations or anything like that, but he still does have really good aim. And then his game sense is probably around an 8 as well. This guy literally carried some of the most like unknown players in the world to FNCS wins. And if you watched him and when he played with duos with like clicks or anything like that, you know how smart of a player Dukes is. So that leaves his overall score to an 8.3. At the end of this video, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below which one of these you agree with and which ones you don't, and also give me your own rankings down below. All right, next up is Clicks. Now Clicks to me has very good mechanics and that gets him out of a lot of situations, but I don't think he's in like the top like 3 or even top 5 for mechanics, so I can't give him a 10 on mechanics. He still does get like a respectable 9 though. His aim has never been something that is like insanely talked about. Like when people talk about Clicks, it's never like the mention of like his aim or anything like that, but his game sense to me is second to none. He has some of the best solo clutches in the game, and whenever his duo goes down, you know that Clicks will always be able to clutch at least like a top 5 in that situation. So you know what, I'm actually gonna bump up his game sense to a 10, and that will put his overall score at an 8.6. All right, next up on this list, I feel like this is the first time we've had someone that was in like the best fighters in the world conversation at one point. That is Reet. Now for Reet, I would have to give his mechanics a 9, especially for him being a controller player. He probably has the best mechanics on controller, I would have to say. His aim is a 10. He's literally been getting accused of using a Zen for years, and if you're accused of cheating, you automatically get a 10 on the aim category. And then his game sense, I would have to put that at an 8. He was one of the best solo players in the world. He literally had like the most cash cup earnings on Asia when he was playing on NA West. He's a very smart player. He's not just like a controller player that just jumps in and makes dumb decisions, or maybe like old DreamHack Reet would do that, but now he is a lot smarter. He's improved a lot as a player, and he's just going to keep getting better. His overall score is so far the highest one of the video, and it is a 9. You know I had to have him somewhere on this list. Next up we got PeterBot, and PeterBot is probably the most mechanical pro in all of the game. He has been at like the top 2 or top 3 most mechanical pros for like 3 to 4 seasons in a row now, basically all of chapter 5. He's one of the most infamous like quote unquote cheaters in the game, even though he doesn't cheat. So you know his aim has to get an automatic 10 as well, just for how much he gets accused of cheating. And then his game sense has to be a 9. This is honestly something that could be a 10 also, because he is technically the IGL of his duo, and being the IGL of your duo but also being one of the best fighters in the world is such a crazy combination. But I know everyone would say I'm glazing. I gave him like a perfect score of 10 out of 10, so I give him a 9 on the game sense. I feel like this is a very fair rating for PeterBot, and his overall is a 9.6. There's basically nothing that PeterBot can't do in the game. I feel like he is currently the highest overall in all of Fortnite. Like if you're doing overalls, like if it was like a 2K, a FIFA, or like a Madden card, something like that, he would definitely be like a 96 overall. And that's pretty much like kind of what you can do for all of them. Like if someone's like a 9 out of 10, you can say they're like a 90 overall. I think PeterBot is currently still like one of the highest overall players on this list, but there is still one other person coming up that could come close to PeterBot. All right, next up is Cooper. Now Cooper was honestly someone that was a little bit more difficult to grade because he really did just start coming up like after the LAN event that he won. I would still say he is one of the best mechanical pros in the game, and that was one of the reasons why Miro decided to pick him up, because he was just like an absolute mechanical demon before Miro started playing with him. So his mechanics definitely get a 10. He does have very good aim as well. His aim would definitely get around an 8. This could be underrating it a little bit. I think he is a very good aimer, but I don't think he's one of the best aimers on the region. His game sense gets a 7. Now it could be a little low for him as well, but he is most of the time the fragger in the duo. I know when he played with Miro, a lot of people said that he IGL'd Miro. I feel like that was more of like a co-IGLing thing than like him just strictly IGLing Miro. And now that he is playing with Kanata, he is definitely just the fragger in the duo, but he is still a very smart player. He's a very good solo player. I feel like I might be underrating him a little bit, but overall his score is around an 8.3. Cooper is one of the main people that I want you guys to comment down below what you guys think his rating should be. 3, he was definitely one of the most difficult people to rank on this list. All right, next up to me, this is one of the only people you can have in like some of these same conversations as PeterBot for best fragger on the region, and that is Cold. Now, Cold definitely gets a 10 on mechanics, one of the most mechanical pros I've ever seen. If you watch this kid play 1v1s, like if you saw the Clicks 1v1 where he like 10-2'd him or 10-3'd him, his mechanics are out of this world. His aim gets a 9, one of the best aimers on the region. If I was doing like 0.5, he would definitely get a 9.5 for aim, but his game sense has to go to an 8. I don't see a ton of solo clutches from Cold, and Cold has always just been a fragger no matter what team he is playing on, so I don't really get to see too much of like his like pure like brain being used, and like he's never like played super well in any solo events since there hasn't really been any like big solo events since he started popping off. His overall is still a 9. I think he would be a 90 overall, and I think he is very close to being on PeterBot's level, but for like the way that I'm grading this, the game sense thing just really boosts PeterBot compared to Cold, but Cold is definitely to me still the second best fragger on the region. Next up, we got Muzz. Now, I feel like Muzz has turned into one of the most underrated pros in the game. I would say his mechanics are around an 8. They are very good, just like every single fragger on this list. Their mechanics are very, very good, but it's hard when you're ranking like some of the most mechanical pros in the game to be able to like really pick out like the top like 3 compared to everybody else. So I would have to give an 8 on mechanics for Muzz. His aim is definitely a 10 though. He is a top 3, maybe even a top 2 aimer on the whole region. Some of the best aim in the whole game is from Muzz. His game sense I would have to put at an 8 as well. He's a very smart player, a very good solo player. I think an 8 is just fair for him though. So that puts his overall at an 8.6. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below if that is high or not for Muzz, because that would put him at like the top 4 or top 3 on this list, I'm pretty sure. And there is some other people that could have discussions to be above him, but I think Muzz is just one of the most underrated players in the game, and he deserves an 8.6 or an 86 overall. All right, this last one on this list is Mongrel. Now, this is no disrespect to Mongrel or anything like that. I just know a lot of people would ask me where he is at on this list, so I decided I would include him. Now, his mechanics, they're honestly like a 5. They have been improving a lot, and I feel like Mongrel could get back to like that 7 range for mechanics, but for right now, it's definitely at a 5, maybe a 6 at the max. His aim is also a 6 as well. He doesn't have like the old Mongrel aim that he used to, but he does still have pretty good aim. I would definitely still have to give it like a 6, maybe a 6.5 max. His game sense is a 7. He is still a very smart player. He's getting better at knowing what to do in certain situations. Mongrel is honestly improving a lot, and that is something that you don't really see for somebody that used to be really good, retired, and then came back. Most of the time, like they'll come back and they'll just be washed forever, but Mongrel has been slowly improving over time. His overall right now is like a 6 or a 60 overall, but if Mongrel keeps playing, I could definitely see him getting into that like 75, maybe peaking at like an 80 overall again. If you want me to make a part 2 of this video and you have anybody else you want to see me rank, comment it down below in the comment section. Other than that though, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Remember, we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and get that YouTube plaque. Turn on notifications, use code KDog in the Fortnite item shop. Thank God for another day. Thank you guys all so much for watching during this little break time that we have. YouTube says you'll enjoy these 2 videos on the screen right here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.